All right, let's get into it. Today, we are going on an adventure. And I'm not just talking about stepping into a science lab. We're diving deep into the scientific mindset. We're going to ditch the dusty textbooks and go on a real quest to figure out how to think, act, and discover like a real scientist.
You know, every great adventure, every hero's journey, it always starts with a guide, right? Think about it. A great teacher, a coach, anyone who kind of hands you the map and points you in the right direction. Well, today, think of us as your guide for navigating the amazing world of scientific thinking. So, the big question is, are you ready? Because every lab is its own little world, just packed with challenges, mysteries, and some incredible secrets just waiting to be unlocked. Your adventure, it starts right now.
Okay, first things first. No adventurer ever sets out unprepared, right? So let's gear up. We're going to explore the essential toolkit that every single scientist needs to master. Now, I know a pro's toolkit can look a little overwhelming, but honestly, it all boils down to just a few key jobs. You need stuff for measuring things precisely. You need something to apply heat, to make a reaction happen. You got to have things to handle your materials safely, and most important of all, you have to protect yourself. You master these four things, and you've basically mastered the fundamentals of the lab.
First up, we've got the iconic Bunsen burner. Its main job is to provide heat, obviously. But here's a pro tip for you. The color of the flame tells you everything. A roaring blue flame? That's super hot, super efficient. But a yellow, kind of lazy safety flame is much cooler. A real scientist knows how to control this thing, not just how to turn it on. Next, we have the humble beaker. Just think of it as the mixing bowl of the science lab. Now, you'll see volume markings on the side, but a true scientist knows those are just estimates, kind of like a ballpark figure. If you need real precision, you'd grab a different tool. And knowing that difference, that's a huge step on your journey to mastery.
And now for the single most important tool in the entire lab. And guess what? It isn't made of glass. It's your safety glasses. Seriously. Every other piece of equipment here is replaceable. Your eyes are not. This is the one non-negotiable absolute rule of any scientific quest. You protect your vision.
All right, so you've got your gear. Now you need to learn the language of the lab. See, this world is filled with some pretty powerful substances, and they all come with warnings. A kind of secret language of symbols that you absolutely have to learn to read.
You'll start seeing these symbols everywhere, and they're kind of like ancient runes marking where there's danger, or maybe treasure. They're designed to give you critical information in a single glance. So, what secrets are they telling us?
Okay, let's decode these rapid-fire style. You see a flame? That means flammable. Think about stuff like hairspray or rubbing alcohol, things that could just ignite with a tiny spark.
This next symbol, this one is a warning for something corrosive. It means a substance that literally eats away at things through a chemical reaction. Think of those super powerful drain cleaners that dissolve hair and grease. You do not want that stuff on your skin.
Ah, the classic skull and crossbones. That's the universal sign for toxic. It means a substance can be poisonous if you swallow it or even breathe it in. And that, right there, is why you never eat, drink, or even chew gum in a lab. Ever. And this one, the exploding bomb, means, well, you guessed it, explosive. And this isn't just about catching fire. We're talking about a substance that can rapidly release a massive amount of energy. Think nitroglycerin. You treat this stuff with extreme respect.
So here's what's so cool about all this. This secret language isn't actually a secret, and it's not just for scientists. Your quest for knowledge applies right at home. I mean, go look under your kitchen sink or check out the stuff in the garage. I bet you'll find these exact same symbols on everyday cleaning products.
So, let's put your new skills to the test. Imagine a drain cleaner, and the bottle says it's a solid that melts away hair and fats. Which one of those hazard symbols would you expect to see on the label? If you're thinking corrosive, you are absolutely right. See, this knowledge keeps you safe everywhere.
Okay, you've mastered the tools. You've learned the secret language of the lab. Now it's time for the final, and frankly, the most important part of your journey. Upgrading the most powerful tool you will ever have, your own brain.
Because it turns out there's a science to learning itself. You can forget about just trying harder. This is all about learning smarter. We're about to unlock 6 science-backed strategies that are basically a secret weapon for your mind.
And here they are: space practice, retrieval practice, elaboration, interleaving, concrete examples, and dual coding. Now, don't worry about memorizing this list right now. Just think of them as the 6 cheat codes for learning literally anything more effectively. Let's break a few down.
First up, spaced practice. This is the total opposite of cramming. You know that frantic all-night study session before a test? Yeah, not that. Instead, you do shorter sessions spread out over time. This gives your brain the time it needs to actually absorb and lock in the information, which leads to way stronger long-term memory.
Now for 3 quick ways to go deeper. First, retrieval practice. Don't just reread your notes, close the book and try to explain the idea out loud. Next, elaboration. Always be asking how and why something works. It helps you connect new ideas to what you already know. And finally, interleaving. Instead of studying one topic for 3 hours, switch between 2 or 3. It feels harder at first, but it builds incredible mental flexibility.
And here are 2 final tricks to make learning really stick. First, use concrete examples. An abstract idea like force suddenly makes sense when you think about a baseball hitting a bat. Second, use dual coding. Don't just read about the water cycle. Actually draw the diagram. When you combine words and images, you create 2 pathways to that information in your brain, making it twice as easy to remember.
So here's the bottom line. While the lab is where we do all these cool experiments, the real secret to being a great scientist isn't just about the equipment. It's about being curious, staying safe, and, most importantly, mastering the art of learning itself. These strategies are your true power-up, and you can use them in every single part of your life.
So, there you have it. You've got the Adventurer's Toolkit. You can read the secret language of the lab, and you now have the strategies to make your mind sharper and more powerful than ever before. The hero's journey is complete, but your real adventure, that's just beginning. So, the only question left is, what will you discover?